Welcome to the Self-Awareness and Self-Compassion Podcast, formerly known as the Full Spectrum Feeling Podcast. I'm your host, Blaise Schwaller, life coach, mom, and former tattoo artist. I help people heal their past, speak their truth, and love the lives that they're living now. Join me here every week for conversations on how to live an imperfect but fully engaged life that embraces all the feels so that you can stretch into your best life while enjoying the you that's here right now. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Full Spectrum Feeling. It is Blaise, and I record these in cycles, and I feel like the last time I recorded a podcast had to have been well over a month ago. And I know that the theme lately has been about slowing down, about not producing as much. And I thought, surely by the time I sit down to record, I'll be so motivated and have so much to talk about and share with you. And the truth is that hasn't happened. So maybe I've been completely successful in slowing down, but actually it doesn't feel, I don't know what it feels like. It feels kind of lazy, which I know is something I struggle with, but it also feels completely perfect and right. And I wanted to share my thoughts about it with you because I think it's really important that we talk not only about the times when we're producing a crazy amount of things and we have a lot of goals and we're out there achieving and being intense, but that equally in life we have entire months, years, phases where, our desire is muted and it's calm and there's not a lot that we want to accomplish, or we see that there's stuff that we could be doing, but the motivation isn't there. And I want to say that it's not even in a depressive kind of way, like, oh, I'm too depressed, I don't have the energy. It's just, I don't feel compelled. There's nothing compelling me to do anything. It's actually kind of nice. I want to talk about the niceness of it because I struggle with it, and I think maybe sharing it will help me somehow feel better. Accept myself more, and hopefully it'll help you do the same thing. So I think a lot about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish in life. And I think we've been taught this, right? Like we go to school and we have goals and we have to pass a class, and then we have jobs and we have goals that we need to hit. And then, you're living in the world. There's bills you have to pay. There's money that you need to earn. There's all of those things, and they're constantly happening. And that tends to, for humans anyway, set this backdrop to our life where we're always producing something or working towards something so that we don't fail, so that we actually do at the end of the day have our house and we can eat and we've done something. But when our basic needs are being met, and for most of us, thank God that's mostly the case, and I'm so grateful that that's the case for me. I am struggling with, is it okay if I'm not feeling a compulsion to constantly jerk myself around and do things just for the sake of doing them? And I find I'm actually arriving at a place where it is actually okay. And it's weird. I thought that I would hit this and it would feel like blissful, like I'd suddenly arrived at like my spa moment where, you've done the things and you're okay. And now it's a time to just, lounge and do nothing and have people like wait on you. But that's not actually what I'm experiencing. What I'm experiencing is a lack of rush. It's me waking up and going, oh, okay, I'm going to get up. I have some things that I'd like to do. I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to eat. I'm going to make sure my daughter's okay. I'm going to go do my work. And it's at a very calm, sustainable, non-pushing, non-rushing pace. And when things aren't happening quickly, I'm much more likely right now to go, that's interesting. How can that be okay? I think it's fine. And not stress about it. And I'm wondering if I'm in disbelief over actually maybe having reset my system to not freak out all the time. Like, is that what this is? Because we don't really have a word for that. And I haven't known very many people who are actually functioning. That sounds terrible. But I don't know a lot of examples of people who aren't functioning with a constant underlying level of stress. Something that's always pushing their buttons or making them run and do things out of fear or out of obligation. And not having anyone to look to when I've hit this for myself, I've been like, hey, is this normal? Is it okay? What does it feel like? And it feels neither good nor bad. And I wondered if that's bad. It's interesting. Like, that was my first thought. I was like, wait, if it doesn't feel good or bad, does that mean it's automatically in the bad category? To which, of course, I'm going to reply to myself, why can't it just be good? What if it's good? So I'm choosing to just hold it there and go, neutral is completely fine. Not feeling like I need to stress myself out is actually fine. And when I'm bored, I can get up and do things. When I feel like I'm motivated, I can get up and do things. And I do. I actually am accomplishing a great deal in this state of not worrying about what it looks like to other people or what it has to be in order to check the mark of success. But it is very weird, because I'm used to looking outside of myself to go, what are other people doing? What are other people accomplishing? How can I be more like them or differentiate myself from them if I don't like what they're doing? And I think that is something that we're taught. It's something that we pick up just from watching the TV and reading books. Like, we compare ourselves all the time. We are comparison machines. And as I'm not experiencing that right now, and I'm not going to say I'm never going to go back to it, I'm sure I will, but I don't really want to. And I'm wondering if it's possible for me to just let that go. And is this a normal phase of life? Is this what happens in retirement for people or in old age? I definitely have been thinking a lot about the cycles of life and how old I am, and am I aging, or am I actually at the beginning? Do I have another 60 years? Do I have 40 years? Do I only have 20? I have no idea, right? I could die today. God, I hope not. But if I have a lot or a little time, how can I be okay and just enjoy that, or be okay with what it is that I've accomplished so far and not have a big negative judgment on myself for what I think I should have done by now. And this is something that many of the clients that I work with struggle with as well, is what should I have done already by now that I haven't? And we spend a lot of time unraveling it and going, okay, well, why do we feel that way? Why do we feel like we needed to do something different than what we've already done? Why is what we've already done not okay? And most of the time when you ask someone that, they're like, wait, I don't really know the answer to that. And I'm coming to find for myself anyway, it's because there really is no answer for that. You don't actually have to be anything different than what you are. And it's actually okay to be just exactly what you are, however that is. Stressed out, tired, needing a nap, or really energized and enthusiastic. All of it is fine. And we get to be who we are, and there's nothing wrong with that. I find that in this state of calm is what I want to say, the state of calm, most of the time I wake up and I just am enjoying quiet and not interacting and not getting so much feedback from other people. And I'd offer to you, if you're feeling overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of noise in the world today, which certainly I am, it's okay to turn it down. You don't need to consume everything. And what if what you want, what you need, is fine and good enough and perfect, even if it's extremely quiet and what you would describe as lackluster? For me, the thing that I want most desperately most days is to have a quiet walk by myself outside, to listen to some birds and see what's out there. I want to drink a nice cup of tea or water. I'd like to eat some delicious food. I'd like to read a book. I'd like to connect with a friend sometimes, and sometimes I actually just want to sit. I want to have a cat on my lap, and it's all very quiet, very nourishing, inward-facing desires lately. And I'm wondering, too, if this is also, it's part of a bigger cycle. I guess I've just noticed that this one in particular seems very long compared to other times that I've felt inward-facing. And I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying not having to push myself to do all of the things. And I'm enjoying, allowing my inner soul to flip off all the work that I don't want to do that really doesn't accomplish much. It's like saying no to pushing things around just for the sake of pushing them around to say, hey, I did a lot today. I'm actually starting to maybe have, hopefully, a little bit more wisdom about what effort actually produces results and what's worthwhile, and when. There's a sense of timing that we can connect to, which is pretty awesome. So I would urge you to really tap into your inner timing, tap into what you like, what you feel, what you know about yourself. And if it feels uncomfortable to shake all of that extra stuff off, maybe do it anyway. I mean, it's uncomfortable for me too. I definitely feel self-judgment when I'm not producing or working as hard as I think I should, or that I'd like to tell people I was doing. But I recognize that I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for what I think I want other people to think about me. And it's the key of letting go what you think other people think about you, when you're truly able to see that that's what you're actually gunning for, and say, I don't want to be that orchestra leader anymore. I don't need to direct what other people think and feel about me, and it's okay. And if that's true, what if I just rewild myself and do what I would do if I was the only person on earth, right? And I got to choose what I wanted to do. And you know what? It's not going to be, lift 1 million weights and write 15 novels. I mean, it might be sit down and write something fun or watch a movie or read a book. That's okay. It is okay to do the things that feel nourishing to us. And I find when I follow that, I find inspiration and actions that I take that don't feel very hard, that feel very natural, and that actually do have a bigger impact and a greater ripple effect in my life and in other people's lives. So I'd like to be more of that. And I guess that's what this rambling podcast was about today, about just recognizing who you really are and what you really want to do. And if your timing has slowed down and it's not in a push, push, push phase, man, embrace that. I hope you find the time and the love within yourself to just accept it. Accept the boredom, accept the peace, accept the tired, surrender to it, and then enjoy it. It's actually quite enjoyable. I am sending you the biggest hug. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and share it with someone you love, and leave us a review. You can learn more and get some self-compassion tips and tricks by visiting coachwithblaze.com, where you can sign up to get my free booklet on overcoming anxiety, overwhelm, exhaustion, and burnout. I'm sending you so much appreciation and love, and I'll see you next time.